Hello, and welcome to the Arbor Day Foundation's presentation of a webcast that will explore how distributing trees through a community canopy project can integrate with your sustainability and climate action efforts, help maximize the value of private property trees, and engage homeowners within your community. My name is Stevie Hanlon with Arbor Day Foundation, and I will be your moderator. We're thrilled that more than 200 leaders from the communities across the nation have registered for today's presentation. If you have questions during the presentation, please type them into the box provided in your GoToWebinar control panel, and we'll answer as many as we can at the end of the program. A recording of this webcast will be available on Friday. You'll receive a link and download instructions tomorrow. Now I'd like to introduce our speakers for today's webcast. First, Angel Spell is the urban forester for the city of Spokane, Washington. She is an ISA certified arborist, municipal specialist, and qualified tree risk assessor. Angel recently served as a member of the 10-year Action Plan Strategic Advisory Team for the National Urban and Community Forestry Advisory Council, and she currently serves on the Washington Community Forestry Council. Angel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and hello everyone. I'm excited to be here today to share Spokane's story.
Next, Kristen Bosquet is the Community Canopy Program Development Manager at the Arbor Day Foundation in Lincoln, Nebraska. She joined the Arbor Day Foundation in 2014 and oversees the growth of the Community Canopy Program. Kristen holds a Bachelor of Journalism from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and has more than 20 years of experience in business development and marketing, including project leadership. She has a strong belief and passion for the work being done through the Arbor Day Foundation and the important role that trees play in solving global issues. So now, Kristen, please begin.
Thank you, Stevie, and thank you everyone for joining the call today to learn more about the potential for a community canopy project in your community. We're excited to talk to you about this very innovative turnkey program that offers a way to reach your environmental and canopy goals. Trees are one of the most sustainable and cost-effective tools for fighting climate change. Community Canopy provides the automated mechanism and the strategy for maintaining and growing your urban tree canopy through private property plantings, which is an effective way to reach your targets. Our vision at the Arbor Day Foundation is all about the use of forest and community trees as a solution to global issues. And in conjunction with this, we know that many cities and organizations have climate action plans, sustainability plans, and strategies in place relating to their own community resiliency. We all see the evidence every day of these stressors our communities are facing. We are aware of the issues. As never before, air quality, water resources, a climate that is tolerable, catastrophic storms, personal health and well-being, and energy savings are critical global issues that must be addressed. We see them accelerating, and trees are a solution and are needed now. 2016 was the hottest year on record, and 2017 was on the same trajectory. Trees are a source of shade and can provide us cooler surroundings. We've all been to an event like this that you see here, where everyone's gathered under the shade of the trees because it really can be 10 degrees cooler there. Trees can do the same thing for our homes. But beyond the cooling effect that trees can provide, trees also benefit our communities directly through cleaning the air, filtering stormwater, and sequestering carbon emissions. Community Canopy is designed to educate and engage homeowners on these benefits. The interactive web experience is focused on getting trees reserved while educating the homeowner on how to maximize the benefit of the trees through strategic plantings. So throughout the homeowner experience, we start by making sure that everyone understands how strategic placement of the trees can increase the tree's impact. Our software shows how a tree can shade your home and save you money, as well as how a tree can block winter windbreak to lower your heating use. So the homeowner can easily relate to the money they can save due to reduced energy usage. This money savings component alone may be a motivator for the homeowner to plant the tree in a suggested location. Our goal is to get people to plant trees strategically around their home, which can lead to up to 20% or more savings for them. Depending on the tree size, the side of the home, and the distance from the home, that energy benefit can vary. The value of all the tree benefits, including the air, water, carbon, and energy benefits, can be measured for every tree, but that energy benefit is the one that is variable depending on where the tree is planted. So the education surrounds how to maximize this benefit. In addition, there's also a focus on right tree, right place, including various reminders for the homeowner to be cognizant of utility lines when planting their new tree. The end goal is to ensure that the trees thrive, mature, and produce the maximum benefits without interfering with utility lines and potentially being removed later. So altogether, by being strategic about where you plant a tree can lead to an increased value of the tree. When looking at all of the costs associated with the tree compared to the combined benefits, the homeowner can triple the return on investment of that tree to even $8 or more per dollar invested when planting in the ideal location for energy savings. So now let's talk about the technology, the data behind the scenes. That data is iTree, which is a widely used technology in the forestry industry. We collaborated with the U.S. Forest Service and the Davey Institute to bring the iTree technology to this program. iTree is a credible, peer-reviewed scientific research that provides all the metrics within our program to both the homeowner in their experience as well as you as the partner. We are excited to say that we're celebrating our 7th year with this program. We're excited about the impact that it has made thus far, and are also excited for the growth that is happening with our partnerships. So after 7 years of the program, here's an example of the metrics being tracked and the benefits being talked about with each and every tree. You see here through the 60+ partnerships that we have, we've been able to distribute nearly 230,000 trees that are projected to provide the shown energy, air, water, and carbon benefits that you see here. So these are all the metrics that would be calculated and reported within your program. And this same type of infographic can be created for your individual program to demonstrate your program's return on the environment. In our 7 years, I mentioned our 60+ partners, which have included cities, counties, some states, utility companies, business and corporate partners, as well as nonprofit organizations. And each and every one of them has implemented the program a little bit differently, from funding source to number of trees to the different tree species that are being offered and the delivery method, as well as the audience that's being targeted and the timeline for each project. We are now in the planning stage for our spring 2018 program with approximately 55 different programs on board for this season. We work with multiple departments who find value in the program and can each play an integral part in the planning stages, all becoming champions or advocates for continuing the program. In addition to the flexibility of the program, the software interface that I will be demoing here in a couple of minutes is said to be of great value by our partners. Community Canopy offers a turnkey solution to assist with your resiliency efforts. Residential energy efficiency plays a critical role in the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. And the program can be used to grow your canopies, engage with your community, track trees and measure benefits, educate your homeowners, and automate your implementation. The program also offers a ready-to-go approach for tree replacement in cases such as storms or emerald ash borer removals where large mature trees are being removed, leading to really a potential significant increase in energy consumption in neighborhoods. So next I'm going to talk a little bit about how the program planning begins. Again, the program is very flexible and can be altered to fit your objectives. Successful programs rely on a few key components, including decisions about funding and tree quantities, a diverse species offering. Typically, we're doing between 3 to 6 different species per program. Your preferred distribution model, which I'll talk about here in a little bit as well. The season that you're looking to offer trees, as well as what that timeline or time frame looks like for your program to be open. You'll also be choosing and specifying which audience you'll be focusing on, as well as what participant touch points we'll be doing and additional collaborators in your area. And then an effective marketing strategy will also be critical, and we can help you through planning of that. So now I'm excited to welcome our partner, Angel Spell, with the City of Spokane, to talk specifically about their ongoing partnership, which has evolved over the past 2 seasons with us. And let's hear from her about how they customized and implemented Community Canopy to fit with their city's existing neighborhood tree program. So thank you, Angel.
Thank you, Kristen. Right up front, I want to say that my intention today is to be very clear about Spokane's enthusiasm for Community Canopy. And a little bit about the City of Spokane. We are located at the heart of the Inland Northwest. We're home to more than 200,000 residents, and we happen to be the second largest city in the state of Washington. We take quite a bit of pride in a few things. First of all, our natural environment, our rivers, our lakes, our streams, and of course, our forests and community trees. The official city tree here is the native ponderosa pine, and we've had an urban forestry program in the city and an ordinance for just about 20 years. In the past 14 years, we've been a Tree City USA. So naturally, like so many other communities, our city leaders recognize the value and benefit of increasing urban tree canopy in our residential neighborhoods. And as the city began to build its own do-it-yourself community tree program, that was in 2015, we looked at 2 essential goals, and those were to improve stormwater mitigation throughout the city and to add canopy coverage in low-income neighborhoods. Our do-it-yourself program was designed as a private property, free tree program for Spokane residents. They would sign up for vouchers that they later redeemed for a free tree on a specific date and location. We partnered with 3 local nurseries to provide the tree procurement services and distribution services. The program initially was managed by the neighborhood services staff. They were very talented professionals in public outreach, engagement, and event organization. However, 2 years later, in early 2017, the administration of that program was transferred over to urban forestry, to me. And so I started to meet with our neighborhood leadership and past participants of the program and many of the program's other partners. When I met with the nursery partners, they were highly reluctant to continue. They expressed deep concerns about the city's coordination efforts and communication and the chaos of distribution day events. I was also hearing many concerns from participants and the neighborhood leadership about cumbersome and complicated customer service experience. At about the same time, I happened to be having a conversation with our local utility provider, Avista Utilities, and they led me to participate in their Energy Saving Trees program through the Arbor Day Foundation. As a customer of that program, I was impressed both with the ease of using that program and my 2 new trees. So this was perfect timing for us to transform our community tree program. So when I first approached the Arbor Day Foundation, talking with Kristen, I felt like we were getting the best of both worlds and that they were providing this tested, proven, streamlined, all-inclusive turnkey product. And at the same time, I could control some key customizations for Spokane. I got to select the tree species and the size. I chose the direct ship distribution method, plus the timing and order of placement and shipping was determined by me. And at my request, the Arbor Day Foundation team created some very specialized neighborhood tracking data that is particularly important to us. We have 29 distinct neighborhoods in Spokane, and each has a very well-organized council leadership. And so that information was critical for us. And I controlled all the marketing products and all the marketing methods. The Arbor Day Foundation also provided to us a complete customer service experience. They handled all the customer engagement, the order placement and tracking of shipments. They provided tree planting and care instructions for our customers and a follow-up satisfaction survey was delivered about 4 to 6 weeks after the trees arrived. So last fall, our neighborhood tree program delivered 1,000 free trees through Community Canopy, and we plan to offer another 1,000 this year. The City of Spokane particularly has a keen focus on water quality protection and cleaning up the Spokane River. So it makes sense that our community tree program is funded by the stormwater utility. I want to talk a little bit about our marketing strategy. First of all, our direct promotion was targeted early and often to our lower income neighborhoods. Spokane, again, has 29 distinct neighborhoods, and they each have their own personality in terms of leadership, but also in terms of their canopy. So our first marketing push was having me personally visit many of those regular neighborhood council meetings to promote the program. We also targeted key people in the community and organizations that we knew would amplify our message and co-promote. Secondly, we relied heavily on social media. Specifically, we used Nextdoor, Neighborhood app, and Twitter and Facebook. Also, of course, electronic blogs and newsletters. After several weeks of that, we concluded with our sort of last marketing push with a traditional media release engaging local TV and print media. Some other things that the Community Canopy program delivered that I think of as a value-added bucket of features and metrics and insights that our do-it-yourself program could never include. Things like real-time sales tracking, showing us which species are selling out, which ones are most popular, which ones are not, where the orders are coming from. On the map, this gives us great feedback on how our marketing effort is working or not working for our targets, and also it helps inform us for improvements this year for our next events. Another feature we could not replicate due to staffing limitations was the continuous customer care, both by phone and email. And then again, the Arbor Day Foundation included a satisfaction survey that followed up about 4 to 6 weeks after the trees were delivered, and that, again, is great feedback for making our program better. At the conclusion of the event, we received our impact report, and that infographic is perfect for sharing the story of this program with city leadership. It captures the big picture community benefit in one page. So we can take a look at our impact report specifically. And again, as Kristen mentioned, that tree benefit data on our report comes from iTree, and it is tailored specifically to the Spokane event last fall. We can also look at some of the results from our customer satisfaction survey. Working in local government now for more than a dozen years, I will say that any day with greater than 90% citizen satisfaction is a really good day. And like all surveys, the most meaningful piece is when people take the time to write something specific and share a bit about their own personal experience. So we did get that feedback from the survey as well. Things like it's an absolutely great program, and we're very excited for our new tree. It's a wonderful project, and keep up the good work. We couldn't ask for a better wraparound customer service than hearing that and seeing that at the end of the fall event.
Great, that's great. Thank you, Angel, for being a valued partner with a really successful Community Canopy program. We were very excited to have you come on board, and we look forward to seeing the continued progress you're making towards Spokane's canopy growth for stormwater mitigation. So the process to get started in the program is also very turnkey. We try to take a lot of stress out of the process from We start by completing an onboarding application and a web form to then working with your team on a program timeline and other details, as well as providing your marketing strategy and talking through what that might look like so that our call center can be prepared for any calls that might come in about your program. And at that point, we're ready to launch. The way the program works is you promote the free trees like Angel talked about with their marketing strategy. You're letting your audience know that these trees are available and ready to be reserved, and your audience is going to your custom website that the Arbor Day Foundation has created and built where they are reserving their tree. The homeowner then reserves their tree and is educated through the process, and I'll be showing that experience here in just a second. And then the homeowner receives their free tree through the distribution model that you choose, and they plant the tree where the interface helped them choose the best location to plant it. So here's where I'd like to show that demo of the interactive educational reservation process that your audience would go through, and show a quick glance at the partner dashboard that will provide you all of your program data and metrics. All right, so here is an example of the customer, the audience-facing website that your audience would, your community members, your homeowners would land on to reserve their tree. They're going to access this website most likely from some sort of promotion or marketing that you've done about your program, whether it be, like Angel mentioned, something with a press release in traditional media, whether it be social media that you've put out there, a direct mail piece, door hangers maybe that you've put out on doors throughout your community, as well as emails that maybe go out from collaborators that you're working with on your program. So your homeowners are going to be seeing that marketing, and they're going to be sent to a website to reserve their tree. This welcome message that you see here is customized by you. So we ask you to provide us with what you'd like to be saying to your homeowners, welcoming them into your program, maybe talking about why you're participating and what your objective is with the program. And this is where we'll also be telling them what trees are available in the program. Again, these trees are chosen by you. We work with you specifically before we purchase the trees for your program to decide what these trees are, which tree species you're looking to offer. And we're pre-purchasing those trees for your program and uploading them into our software so that the software can manage that inventory. So your homeowner at this point is putting in their address. They're asked for their address, their city, their state, their zip code. The zip code is important for a couple of reasons. The zip code is going to determine, with that iTree technology that I mentioned, it's going to help the software determine which climate zone your homeowner lives in so that it can start calculating all of those really great benefits. As well as the zip code can be an eligibility check for your program. You, of course, are going to have some sort of boundaries that trees are being offered within, and so this zip code will help determine if this homeowner is within those boundaries to be able to take advantage of your trees that you're offering. So once they input their address, the next screen that they see here is a satellite view of their neighborhood, something recognizable to them. They see their neighborhood, they see their home specifically here in the middle of the screen, and they're being instructed along the left-hand side to size the box on the map to create the shape of their house. So they can begin to drag the corners here, the handles, to create the shape of their house, which is going to allow the software to recognize, this infrastructure, that where this house lies, so that as trees are then put on the yard, we can start calculating, again, that energy savings, air, water, carbon benefit. Next step is they are going to see a list of the tree species that we've purchased and uploaded in here that are being managed in the software. So they see that really great list of trees that you've chosen. Again, this is somewhere between 3 and 6 species typically, but a lot of times, a mix of different species, different sizes of trees. Maybe ranging from small, medium, large tree, or in some cases we've done, smaller, lower growing trees only. So this is decided by you as we're planning your program. So they have the choice of any of the trees. They choose a tree, and the next steps they see here are, 1, at the bottom, a reminder to avoid planting trees to interfere with utility lines. And 2, they're being asked to drag the circle to the area near their house that they'd like to plant the tree. So as they begin to drag this circle, You see a couple of best location arrows. The software is indicating for them that ideal location to maximize, again, that varying energy benefit with the tree. And that energy benefit, again, changes based on the species of the tree, based on the side of the home the tree is being planted on, how far from the home the tree is being planted. So lots of variables going into why that energy benefit might change. I'm dropping it here in that best location, and you see that this is an ideal location and it's providing the energy savings. But then as the homeowner, I can move this around and see how kind of the gauge of the location changes from poor, good to ideal. The amount of energy savings changes. So it's helping the homeowner to see how, the different location around their yard impacts that energy benefit that they might receive. If I get this tree too close to my home, it's going to give me an obstruction notice and tell me that, you wouldn't want to plant trees that close to your house. The same obstruction notice could appear if the overhead or underground utility lines were uploaded into our software and you were getting too near those lines. That same obstruction circle would then be shown to the homeowner. They can click more tree information here, and they're able to see not only the energy benefit, but the stormwater, carbon, and air benefit associated with this tree in this climate zone, in this location. They can also read a little bit of a summary and description of the tree species that they've chosen in this case. If they'd like to change the tree, they have the opportunity to do that. So they can, go from that larger maple to this smaller redbud, and you see that energy savings make it quite a drastic change. This location is still the ideal location, but, a significant decrease in energy savings with that smaller tree. So in the end, once they decide on the tree, they're satisfied with the tree species that they've reserved and the location of planting location, they begin to check out of the process. So this is where we're compiling and they're providing their name, their email address. That email address is used as a way to continue engagement with the homeowner. Angel mentioned the survey that is an opportunity. Maybe 4 to 8 weeks after trees have been received, we can send out a survey to continue interaction and get feedback from them. But we also have different emails that can be sent out to remind them that their tree is going to be coming and that they're going to be picking up their tree, to provide them some great planting instructions and preparation instructions, as well as we have some really great videos that can be sent to them to just kind of get them ready and have them prepared for what to expect as their tree arrives. This promotional code can be used, again, as another eligibility check. Potentially, you have the option to, use promotion codes within your marketing strategies and tactics. And so you could measure, the effectiveness of your marketing with different promotion codes, or it could be another eligibility check just to make sure this is somebody that saw your marketing and is participating in the program. You see in the upper right-hand corner here an 800 number and an email address. And I'll just indicate as well that this 800 number and email address are directly to the Arbor Day Foundation's call center. So we're going to apply a 800 number to your program that can be utilized for your participants. If they get in here and they have questions, if they have troubles with the software in any way, maybe that 800 number is used in your marketing and can be a number that they call if they don't have access to a computer, that they would like to order a tree over the phone. These are all things that can be done and taken care of by our call center to minimize the effort, that you would need to have, and to not have to add additional staff on your side to implement the program. So just wanted to note that as well in the upper right-hand corner. The next screen, after providing us their checkout information, is just a terms and conditions. Again, this is a second area that would be customized by you. We would ask you to customize what terms and conditions you'd like your participants to agree to, that they're, a resident of your city or town, that they own the property that they're planting the tree potentially, maybe that they're going to plant it in the location that they identified in the software, and that they're assuming full ownership and responsibility of the tree once they receive it. So they're checking the box, and the final screen that they see before the end of their experience is just that one last utility line agreement. again, we want to make sure that they're reminded of this. We want to make sure that these trees are planted and that they can thrive and mature and grow and provide all of the really great benefits and not have a situation where they're interfering with lines and have to be removed. So one last reminder of that, and then the final screen that they're seeing is a confirmation screen. So at this point, it's thanking them for their order. It's giving them their order number. A lot of the focus in the process was focused around how to save them money on their energy bills, so we are providing a little bit more education on that stormwater, carbon, and air benefit at this point. And at this point, that is the end of their reservation experience. They'll also, by the time they get to that screen with the confirmation screen, they will receive an email confirmation that looks like this. It's sent to the email address they provided. Just giving them, again, all of that information to refer back to, also providing them the map so that they can refer back to this and know where to plant that tree once they've received it. I also mentioned the partner dashboard, as well as Angel mentioned it too, and just all of the data and reporting and metrics that are available. So I thought I would show a quick glance of that. This is a piece of the partner dashboard that you would have access to. Each partner has their own login to reach their information specifically. In this dashboard, you would have specific information about your program as it is live and as the reservations are happening. You can see here how many trees are remaining with your campaign, how many orders have been happening by day, how many of each species is still available, which will help you, see which tree species were more popular than others, most likely. As well as a running total of the energy and community benefits. So these energy and community benefits on the dashboard continue to increase as more trees are reserved. And then you also get a top referring site to kind of give you an indication of possibly how your marketing has worked and how folks are getting to your tree reservation site. A couple other screenshots of that dashboard. There is an orders tab where you can see all of the orders that have happened. You can actually deep dive into each order and see the map and see where they've planted the tree or said they're going to plant the tree and what trees they've ordered. You have a kind of a bird's eye view of your community and all of the trees that have been plotted through the process and where those trees will be planted. So just a really great map of the impact that you're making across your community. And then there is also a tab with a multitude of really great reports that you can access, that you can export. You'll have access to this dashboard and to these reports at any point after your program has ended. But a year 20 benefits by tree report is available, showing what that benefits per year at year 20 will be, as well as an auditing report with GPS coordinates of all of the trees. If you ever wanted to go out and kind of take a look at those trees and audit for survivability, that is available. And then this benefits by tree report, just a small screenshot of this very large report. But this is going to be a report that shows you at 5 years, 10 years, 15, and 20 years, the outputs of all of the benefits, the energy benefit, kilowatt and therms included, the air pollutants benefit, the stormwater benefit, and the carbon benefit. And this gives a quantity of that benefit as well as a dollar value associated with that benefit. So this is where we can really, this is a report that we can really use to calculate what your return on investment is. Potentially showing that, again, I had talked about the 8 to, I've seen upwards of even $15 per dollar spent invested. So once your customers have reserved their trees, they've gone through that interactive process, they've been educated, the next step for them is receiving their trees. And this can be done via 2 different distribution models that we've both mentioned in the presentation. Our direct delivery model, which Angel mentioned they are using, uses these smaller containerized trees, half-gallon to 1-gallon size trees, and can be really a great model for large demographics, large geographies, just a very turnkey model, and ensures that every person who raised their hand for a tree receives it. The growers that we're working with will drop ship these trees. They'll box them up in these really great boxes. We will include in those boxes the planting instructions and any other instructions that you'd like included. And then those are UPS or USPS shipped directly to them and land on their doorstep. So just a very turnkey model. Once you've marketed your program, not a lot left to do on your end. The Arbor Day Foundation takes care of everything from that point. The other delivery model is a pickup event model. So you can see some pictures here from some pickup events that we've had, but with this model, we're sourcing larger trees, usually 3-gallon, 5-gallon sized trees, so really nice sized trees, a couple years older. This model is great for customer interaction, for community engagement, for additional maybe education or demos that you'd like to do at your event, for volunteer opportunities, for your employees or for those in your community. This specific model is really great for a little bit smaller geographies, but has some extra planning that would be needed, in just determining storage and setup of the trees and the location of your event and all of those things. So we are here on our team to help with the planning of this. The model you choose is often based on, again, your audience size and geography, but both models have been really successful. Both have resulted in highly satisfied participants. Customers are happy with their new trees, participants are happy with their new trees, pleasantly surprised at the size of the trees, and really overall have a positive experience interacting with your program. The innovative software is built and ready for new programs and can be a great addition to existing tree distributions with, again, that mechanism that will document, track, and provide data in accordance with your environmental goals. So when considering the cost for any model, the pricing is custom quoted at a per tree cost that includes everything involved with your program. And you see that here, everything that's included with each package. Depending on many variables such as the tree size, your preferred species, the tree sourcing and software needs and shipping costs, the program costs can range anywhere between $35 to $50 per tree for the all-inclusive package, or anywhere between $10 to $20 per tree for the software-only package. But again, all-inclusive with the Arbor Day Foundation handling, everything that you see here. In the end, Community Canopy gives you a way to gather your community partners. Let's bring potential collaborators into the conversation to explore a joint coalition of tree stewards who will work together to bring more trees to your communities. It also provides a way to engage with your community and demonstrate how trees can improve our environments while beautifying our neighborhoods. And these events are very, very fun. I've been to several of these events throughout the last few years, and they just really are a fun thing, again, for volunteers that you're bringing together for the event, and the participants are very satisfied when they're coming to get those trees. So your project will give your participants something positive to talk about, your community something positive to talk about, and you can see here some partnerships that have gone viral even through social media, leading to some great social media interactions about the free trees. Every season we seem to be included or tagged or hear about some of these really great posts from folks that receive their trees and have planted their tree and just are very satisfied with the free tree. Also, many of our programs find themselves getting some positive media attention through whether it be newspaper, TV, and radio coverage, but it just seems to never fail. The events that I've been at, the media shows up and they're looking to talk to the partner, talk to those homeowners that are coming to pick up their trees, potentially talk to your other collaborators in your program or the Arbor Day Foundation if we're there, and get some news coverage and things like that. So just a really positive thing that's being talked about in your community. In the end, the program has really been a win for everyone involved and shows how trees can pay us back. The homeowner is getting that free tree and they're able to beautify their home and save a little bit of money at the same time. The program is seen as a partnership between you and your community. And then there's also the obvious value to both the participant and the partner of impactful environmental benefits. So if you aren't partnering with Community Canopy but see the program as a fit in your community, let's definitely schedule a time to chat. So thanks for joining Angel and me to hear about this innovative way to host a Community Canopy project. At this time, we're happy to answer any questions that maybe have been put into the chat boxes.
Okay, first question. Where are the trees typically purchased?
So I can answer on that. The trees are purchased from local and regional growers and nurseries in your area typically. So we have a specific procurement team here that has a network of growers that they work with throughout the country, not only for this Community Canopy program, but for the entire array of programs that we have at the Arbor Day Foundation. So that kind of approved list of growers is sought out for these trees, and we're going out and finding out what availability they have in the size of tree that we're looking to purchase, and providing back to our partner kind of that list of availability so that they can choose the tree species that they would like to offer.
Okay. Next question. Can we identify specific areas that are needing trees for our community?
Yeah, so that's a really great question, and we can definitely specify areas or audience size or geography. We have communities that, partners that are offering this to different sizes of audiences, whether it be an entire city, an entire service area, maybe with a utility that is participating, or whether it be a smaller community within their area or even smaller neighborhoods that they have specified they'd like to provide trees. Those smaller neighborhoods might be decided because it's been determined that they have low canopy in those areas and canopy growth is needed, or just that it's a neighborhood that we want to grow that canopy. So we can choose that audience depending on whatever you're looking to do in your area, and open that up to as wide of a geography as you would like.
Thanks, Kristen. One more question. Can we choose which trees are distributed, and is there a maximum or minimum for the tree size?
Sure. So yes, you'll help in that process of choosing trees. You'll choose the species that fit what you're looking to do in your area based on availability from the grower that we're working with. As far as the size of program, we have a minimum requirement of a 100-tree program. So you'd be looking at the smallest program being 100 trees, and we have several of those, as well as anything ranging from there up to our largest program has been 10,000 trees within a season. Broad array of quantities of trees being offered, but really it's a very popular program. So any size of program that we've offered, typically the response is very quick. The timeline that we're looking at for these programs can range anywhere from a program launch and then a distribution within 4 to 6 weeks of that. So we've seen programs that have taken a couple of weeks to get all of the trees reserved, and we've gone as quick as having trees reserved within a 24-hour period. So again, that size of program is customizable anywhere from 100 trees up.
Great. Well, if no one has any more questions at this time, you will have the opportunity to ask them in a brief survey that will pop up following the webcast. Kristen and Angel, once again, I'd like to thank you for an excellent presentation, and thanks for making this webinar possible. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.